got waveform. Ba. Yeah, we do. All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Video games. They seem to have captured America's imagination, and its pocket change as well.
Around here, we don't like coffee, we love it.
Whoop.
The Morning Stream. What do you say? We get nipple to nipple.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to TMS. It's Monday, April 10th, 2023. I'm Scott Johnson, and that right there is Spider Ibbot.
That's right, the amazing Spider Ibbot.
That's a cool shirt. I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, this is I've had this one. This is one of the probably the oldest shirts in my collection of T-shirts. Is the Miles Morales Spider-Man, red on black.
In your vast array of T-shirts, this one is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Today would have been a really good day. Well, yeah, I was gonna say today would have been a really good day to do a Hawaiian shirt. I do have physical therapy later, and I just was too lazy to say I'll wear a Hawaiian shirt for the show and then change into a T-shirt for PT. But whatever. Sure. I'll change into a Hawaiian shirt afterwards because I'll probably go and lift for a little bit.
I mean, the weather's real nice, you know?
It's gorgeous. High 70s.
Yeah.
Going to be mid 80s this week.
Oh
and then rain and snow on the weekend. Hello, Colorado.
It's pretty effed up the way that works this time of the year. But yeah, we had the most like radiant, sunny, amazing Easter ever. Mm-hmm. And then we're also expecting more snow. But we're all in the 70s today. For today alone, maybe. I don't know. I'd probably get out with the dog and try to take advantage of some of that. But yeah. Welcome to Utah, Colorado, mountain weather. It's weird up here.
Dude, I've been actually getting out on the bike. So not doing the indoor stationary bike, but actually getting out and doing the bike. First day on the first day of the year. First day since I've been doing physical therapy on my back and my leg.
Yeah.
And got out there and did a ride. And I get to this hill and I'm like, oh, I could totally go for it. I shouldn't. It's probably too much. Yeah. And I said, screw it. I went for it. And I did. Yeah. And I was hurting later that day. I was hurting a lot later that day, which happened to be Saturday, and went to the Mammoth game that night and was like struggling going up the stairs from our seats.
Oh, man. That's okay, though. I think that's good sometimes.
It's a good hurt.
You got to push it.
Good hurt.
Yeah, a good hurt. A good workout hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've decided the MS 150 this year, doing it. I don't care. I may not finish it. I may not finish both days. I may not even finish the first day. But number one, going to start, and I'm just going to basically take it pedal by pedal, rest stop by rest stop, and go as far as I can. Secondly, most importantly, going to raise the money for MS because that's really what's important. It's less about me getting on the bike and doing it, more
it's about giving money to Microsoft. Oh, wait, not that MS.
Wait a minute.
Different MS. Oh, different MS. Sorry.
Different MS. I will have my Bike MS page. I've already got it. I just need to create the short link to it.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done. I haven't done it.
Haven't done it yet. Well, don't worry, you'll do it.
Yeah. So I'll do it, and then people can throw a few bucks my way if they're cool with that.
That's awesome, and then they should because it's a good cause. When is it? June
24th.
It's coming fast, man.
It is coming fast, and I don't have a whole lot of training time between now and then, but I'm going to do what I can. And I think that's the week of Secret Invasion, I believe.
I thought you were going to say Diablo 4, and you're right about that too. So,
two very important things.
Yeah, very important stuff coming up in June.
Yes.
A charity bike ride, a video game, and TV. Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse? No, something.
Oh, is there a big movie?
Something else, some other movie. Oh, Indiana Jones, I think, is that Friday.
I'm such a sucker for that last trailer. I can't help it.
Holy cow. No
I
kidding.
can't help it. Even if this thing is shit, they've got me because the music is burned into our souls, right? So when you hear that, and then doing like a special hyper arrangement of it, and I'm just sitting there going, Scott, you sucker. You're such a sucker. You're all in on this. You're going. This is it. And then my brain goes, yeah, and James Mangold's never made a movie I didn't like. So then I'm like, oh, yeah. And then it can't be worse than Crystal Skull. Yeah.
Exactly. Big thanks for setting the bar low with number 4, folks.
Yeah, nice and low.
Yeah, but Phoebe Waller-Bridge, come on.
She's great.
She is another person who can do no wrong in my eyes. And she is the second best of all the Phoebes.
That's right. I agree. Second best. Only one supersedes the great Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
That one is a little tiny Phoebe.
Yeah. She's yet to prove herself, but we'll see how things go. Real quick here, Brian.
Yeah.
Before I get to the morning forum, which we'll do here in a second, I've been barraged with news. Speaking of people we thought we knew, or maybe we do, and it's just a weird culture thing. I can't get my head around this. Will someone explain to me why the Dalai Lama is in every headline today? And here's the headline. Dalai Lama, renowned Tibetan spiritual leader, apologizes for asking a boy to suck his tongue. And when I first saw it, I went, okay, is this an Onion article? What am I looking at here? So I kept digging and digging and digging. No, this is a thing. He's apologizing for asking some kid to suck his tongue. I don't know the context.
I don't either. Look at that. It's all over. And it's not just, CNN, BBC,
it's
The
everything.
Times,
It's
NPR,
everything. Yeah, it's not
Reuters.
just like, it's not like New York Post having a laugh here. It's like 1,000 articles from a million reputable sources.
Are you having a laugh?
I don't get it. I need to know.
We need more details.
I need
Time
more
to cancel
detail.
the Dalai Lama, Scott. Let's cancel the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, it's his time. It's his turn, I guess.
So he said, hey, Dalai, how about a little something for the effort?
Oh man! All right, so there's that. Let's get to this.
Stand back and check your personal belongings. It's time for the morning forum.
It's time for the morning forum. That's right. Last week we had the topic of what was our topic?
Best TV genre.
That's right. Best TV genre, and we had such answers as science fiction, comedy, and so on. Science fiction ran away with it. 35.7% of the total vote, which is the vast majority of votes. Second was comedy. People like a good laugh.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Who doesn't? That's my question too. Fantasy at number 3 there with 11% of the vote. And rounding that out, animation with 7%, and then everything else is just kind of scattered. Cop dramas in there at a decent level, 5% for action adventure and so on. One of the lowest, 1% for drama, which is interesting. 1% for revenge. Somebody added MMFR for a category that has 0.3%. Yeah, so anyway, y'all did real good. Thanks for filling that out. However,
sacrificing a goat on Scott's altar.
That's right. Thank you very much. The gods smile upon ye. You'll have a good year.
Doesn't get you an automatic win though.
Nope. That's all random. And their random winner this week is Lobotomy Patient. Lobotomy Patient is his name. Lobotomy Patient. I have your email. I'll send you a note today or an email today and hook you up with your prizes. Congratulations. You won a Frog Pants print and sticker pack. Now, for today's or this week's morning forum, it's best fast food. And Brian has already chastised me for leaving off an obvious one. All right?
I did. Forgive me, Scott, for calling out the glaring error of not including Freddys on this list.
Yeah.
But,
I tried to do it.
You can be forgiven. You can be forgiven.
Thank you. I tried to do it in post. It wouldn't let me. I guess once you have votes, you can't go change your form.
Yeah. No.
But anyway, you can add it if you'd like. And even if, if a bunch of people add Freddys, then it will add as, you could win still. It could still be the winner. It's entirely possible.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So go vote your conscience. Add one if you didn't see it. I know there are a lot of regional stuff that I don't know about. So this is a lot of top of my head kind of stuff. The usual suspects, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, they're all on there, but a few others. Anyway, if you go to frogpants.com/themorningforum, you'll not only get your vote heard, but you'll have a chance to win a prize package next week. So get in there today and get that going. We do these on Mondays. frogpants.com/themorningforum. Okay, I got to share something with you that freaked me the F out.
Love it. Can't wait.
Last night or yesterday, we had a big family reunion. Not reunion.
Oh,
what do you call it? Just an Easter get-together.
Get-together? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I call it a reunion.
People traveled far and wide from downstairs in another room to
from maybe
across town.
Yeah, the farthest people traveled was Orem, which is 25 minutes south. So wasn't that much of a reunion. But anyway, my mom came and she had a big envelope of stuff that I had, or that she had kept from when I was a kid. Things from when I was like 2-3 years old all the way up till I was like in high school. And I don't know what they're in the mood for right now. I think they're doing end-of-life stuff, but they're basically just finding all the memorabilia they've got that they can make sure other people get, scan in, keep, do whatever they're going to do with it. And she brought me this list that I made on January 17th, 1984.
Really?
I'm going to show the document on the chat so they can see the actual authenticity of said document.
Yeah, let me see. I want to see it as well, and I want somebody to verify, do a litmus test on the paper to make sure it's 1984 paper.
Yeah, somebody check the acid content on
that
paper.
Look at that.
So here, I'm going to read some of these. Those at home will enjoy this in the audio world. So for my goals for 84.
Can we, before we even get started, can we talk about that signature?
It's ridiculous. It's over the top and dumb. Look at that dumb thing. I used to think that was cool. It's not cool.
I'm trying to think of. There's only one other person I can think of in recent years who's got a signature that is that over the top and huge, or maybe not huge, but huge.
Huge is the right word. It's very verbose, no doubt. But here are some of the things, just some of the things that I put as goals for the year 1984. I was 14, turning 15 that year. For context, no bugging Matt is number one.
Good. All right. And did you? No. How'd you do on that one?
No, I still bug Matt.
Continue to bug Matt.
I bug him now. Right. I bug him to this day. I bug him. Put a cartoon in the newspaper. Ding! I actually did that year, but it was like a local, like free thing that you could buy. Just those things you get downtown. It'd be like free newspaper.
Yes, like the Village Voice kind of
that kind of thing. So it was one of those.
You really could have actually just taken one of your cartoons, actually physically put it into the newspaper, rolled the newspaper up and said, check, I put a cartoon in the newspaper.
Yeah, I could have easily faked that one, but I did actually do that one. That's cool. Here's one. To get good grades, I wrote. Didn't do that. Never did that. Nope. Next up, to produce and sell gerbles. Did that.
Produce gerbles?
Yeah, I produced gerbles. It's
By
funny.
The way,
yeah.
The spelling of gerbles also kind of emphasizes the to get good grades.
Yeah, terrible spelling. There's a few of those here. Yeah. Learn programming for Apple. I did do some of that. I made my own little space adventure game, on an Apple IIe, I think. To at least try making a movie. I made a bunch of dumb, stupid video
your little
clips.
burning Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, that would have been that year, I think. Something like that.
That would have counted, sure, for sure.
To try at least making a movie, or I read that. To gain 20 pounds, didn't do that until much later.
No, but boy, have we succeeded in that in our later years, though, right?
Yeah, I was such a skinny kid. I was never able to gain weight. Now I sure could want to reverse that one. Get Eagle for Scouts, didn't do it. I got close, but when you turn 15, suddenly girls were more interesting than stupid Scouts. Grow 5 inches in 1984. I don't know.
Is that really is 1984?
Yeah, that's.
I guess it is. I was gonna say it looks like 1989, but yeah, you do have a curl on your 4. Wait, just grow 5 inches in that year.
Yeah, which makes no sense, and I certainly didn't do that. But I was already getting kind of tall.
That's a weird goal.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. You think that's weird? Yeah. Let's keep going. Make lots of money. Didn't do that.
No.
To be an artist and cartoonist, which is weird. Thing to say for 84. Draw for the president, who would have been Ronald Reagan at the time.
Yeah, draw for them.
Yeah, draw for the president, or as I started to type and crossed out, Pez, and then I crossed that out, president.
Sure, that's where you lift Ronald Reagan's head and a little piece of candy comes out.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Improve my basketball, which should say improve my game, my playing or something about. Instead, it sounds like I'm improving
I like it to improve
ball.
On my basketball.
Oh, yeah, improve on my basketball. To keep, I don't know if I did that or not, so that's unknown. Yeah. To keep my room clean all year, no way, probably not even that day.
Yeah,
that was bullshit right there. Let's see. To be at least at every video, to be best at every video game there is, which just is a weird thing for anyone to say.
That's I mean, there's they tell you what the acronym is SMART, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I can't remember what the S is. The M is maintainable, A is achievable.
And S
R is...
Oh, R. What is R?
S? What the heck is S?
Sustainable?
Sustainable, maybe? No. Specific. That's it, right. Specific. maintainable, measurable. Right? Okay, God, look at this. I'm already attainable. T is task focused or no, golly.
It's been a long time since I've even
Dale
heard it.
Carnegie.
Yeah.
The ghost of Dale Carnegie is going to come get me.
He's still haunting you.
Yes.
Then I said, and here's where things get weird. To collect 3,000 business cards.
3,000.
I was really in
such a weird goal.
It's a weird goal
number.
of collecting any of them. Like I had this thing with business cards. I still have a box somewhere of the collection that I had then, and for whatever reason, I was into collecting business cards. I thought they were so cool. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Eat as much as possible. That was part of the gain weight thing.
What a goal. Was that the gaining 20 pounds, was that just because people told you were too skinny, or were you trying to do some wrestling, or what was the...
No, I was just too skinny. I just could not gain weight. All my friends were like starting to look normal, and I looked like a spaghetti boy. It just wasn't working out. I also had pretty hardcore body dysmorphia, I think, so I think I just had no concept of what I should look like. But anyway, I look back now, it's just embarrassing. Collect 3,000 bumper stickers.
Oh, wow. So...
Or as I wrote, sticker, but with no S.
Sticker.
Well, these numbers, this 3,000 for both business cards and bumper sticker, I don't know what that is. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, what is why is 3,000 the magic number? We know it is for Tony Stark and his the late Tony Stark and his daughter, but but I don't know why 3,000 is the magic number here.
Maybe I was, I don't know, predicting the future of the MCU.
You were saying, yes, I love you 3,000 bumper sticker.
Yeah. Then I got collect straw cover papers. Now let me explain this.
Help me with that.
For some reason, I thought it was cool if you went, whatever restaurant you went to. You know how my thing with like taking a towel from a hotel every time?
Yeah.
I thought it was cool for some reason when you were done with a straw, the paper that came in, that you would fold that up and keep that, and you could have a whole bunch of those. And
like basically have a display of all the different straw paper cover.
Yeah, it was a quantity thing more than they're not rare or anything. It's not like they were going to be worth anything.
Oh God, no. And sadly, many of them don't have any printing, so they're just white.
Exactly.
Bland white things. How come not 3,000 of those, by the way?
I don't know. Isn't that weird? It's very weird.
It's weird. It feels like that would have been another place for 3,000.
Yeah, I think it's inconsistent that I didn't go with that number. And then my final note was to go with one girl for 3 months, which implies that implies two things. One, either I'm going with too many girls too often and breaking up with them and then going right to the next one, which is definitely not true. Or it implies that I was really I don't know. Either way, it doesn't say good things about me.
If it's anything like my history, to make a girl not want to dump me in 2.5 months.
Yeah, there you go. Just a better way of saying it. I probably should have put it that way.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I want to point out, this weird bit up at the top where I put goals for 84. There's an N underneath. And maybe I started writing no bugging map, but I don't know why I've got like this whole column over here. Like, what was I doing there? And there's stuff on the back, but it's my mom's writing. It's not me.
Okay. Yeah, because I can see the word basketball. Like, there's another piece of paper behind this one that you took a photo of that.
Yeah. I think it's just written on the back, so it's coming through.
Oh, you know what it is? I wonder if it's, would that have been somebody else's list?
Oh, maybe.
Because I'm seeing, like, get along with, and maybe it was going to be get along with Scott Moore or something, or quit.
If it is, it's on the rear side, and I don't have it here with me.
Interesting.
Okay. It up. But that's a thing I could debug later.
But the letter N, like, nope.
Yeah,
it's going to start doing, but I'm going to need a lot more room for some of these. So let's put it right down the middle.
Tomorrow I will share an apology note I wrote for my mom. Don't know what the crime was, but an apology note I wrote for my mom on the back of a paper plate, and I'll bring that tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Too bad it wasn't a little short one on the back of a straw cover paper.
Right, exactly, right? Just like little tiny writing. Oh.
What is so these days, we still get straws, and here's my deal. I never ask for a straw, and I never take a straw. But when they bring them to the table, I know that those are just going to get thrown in the trash. There's no restaurant that brings you a paper straw, puts it on the table in front of you, and then says, "Oh, it doesn't look like he opened it. Right. We're going to go ahead and give this to another patron."
They get tossed. Yeah.
I'd be curious if there is, somebody works at one that says, "Oh no, if we see that it's been unopened, we'll give it to another customer."
Yeah.
But when you do unwrap a straw, first off, are you a slam the straw down on the table, pull the straw out of the top or
no, that's some alpha male shit. I like to tear up in the open, just push it a little bit, and then blow it into my wife's face. I do that every time if I can, and a lot of times, those things are leaky. They don't have perfect air in there.
Yeah.
So you'll go instead of just kind of blow to the left and not come off the straw because there's a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But normally I blow it in somebody's
I feel like
face.
we're on the cusp of a goals for 2023 list, and not bugging Kim might be at the top of that list.
Yeah.
Especially hanging up on phone calls that she's making from the car.
Yeah.
All right, and so once you've got the paper off, assuming that it's not shot across the Five Guys Burgers location, are you a crumple it up into a wad? Are you in a I kind of fold it up and leave it on the table?
So there's two other things I'll do, and they used to do this with my kids all the time. There's two other things I'll do. So one of them is you take it into, let's see, if it doesn't blow out, okay?
Yeah.
Then I take it and smush it all the way down so it's like a little accordion kind of thing. And then what you do is you lay it on the table, and you take the straw and you get a little bit of water in the straw.
Drop of water, and
a drop of water, and it does like a worm. And my kids used to love that. It's like, oh, it's like it's alive, Dad, that kind of thing. Yeah. And then with the straw, when we're done, I wrap it between my fingers really quickly. You go so that you've just got one hyper-packed air pocket.
Yep.
And then Nick, Carter, or Taylor, their job is to reach. They take turns. They reach over the table and flick it as hard as they could, and it will pop, and the whole restaurant will hear it. And it just goes bang, just like this huge bubble sound. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Okay, that I've never done. That's awesome.
That's actually a lot of fun but you have to be really quick because the air will get out. You have to go and then quickly flick it, or else you're going to have a disappointing moment. So that's what you do with straws. I didn't realize how much straw flex I have. I have a lot of straw stuff going on. There's a lot going on in my straw life.
Apparently so. Yeah. Living that straw life.
That's
Scott.
right. And my daughter married a straw, Dylan Straw. So, but now
no
what?
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. We've really cracked it open today.
So those of you in 2 weeks coming to Viva TMS Vegas, 2 weeks away. Can't freaking believe it.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Make sure to both bring Scott both your business card and your straw paper.
Yeah, and your bumper sticker, whatever you got.
Your bumper sticker. Oh yeah, let's get him to 3,000. Everybody,
let's do it. It's never too late to fulfill your bucket list goals.
Please,
okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Enough of that.
I need to hear about this too.
Yeah. It was really fun, though. We all had a bunch of... She brought them for all of us. All of us had apology letters for some reason to my mom. I guess we were apologizing all the time.
That's awesome. And the fact that she saved him is sweet and also maybe a little bit passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I said.
You're going to use this against you in the future.
That's what I said to her. I said, Mom, what's with all these apology letters? She said, I don't know. I just thought they were cute, so I kept up. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's so that whenever you guys did something that you didn't apologize for, I could look back on the one time you did apologize.
Exactly that. Exactly that. All right, real quick, one final thing. I had a weird dream.
Yeah.
And this is a single note dream. There's not a lot to tell you, except in the dream, the entire premise was when people die, normal deaths, just whoever, car accident, heart attack, guy just old age, whatever, just people dying.
Yep.
We in this dream lived in a society where that meant you could do anything you wanted now with the body. And I don't mean something gross and sexy. I mean, like, you could...
Gross and sexy.
Gross and sexy. I didn't quite mean it that way, but...
Two more for the 2023 goals.
But what it was almost like, you know how that movie where the one day a year you get to
the
kill
purge,
each other,
right? Where
purge.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, the way it works is somebody died, and then that meant if you have a gun, here's a gun, take a gun, and you can just fill that corpse full of bullets because you get to live your dream of like shooting somebody.
Yeah, it's like Westworld kind of, right? Like, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. There's no bad circumstance with shooting a body. It's already dead. You can't kill a person twice. And so it's obviously desecration of corpses, obviously. But in this dream, that was not an issue, and it was like, oh, Grandpa's dead. Quick, get the shotguns. This is our chance to know what it feels like to shoot a body. And you get a shotgun and bang, 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 and shoot Grandpa full of holes. And that was like, that was the dream. And everybody was so cool with it. And I woke up so disconcerted. I woke up feeling just gross and awful because I just thought, well, this is not a place I want to be. I don't want to live in that world.
No.
But anyway, I don't know how to I don't know how to like break that dream down. I don't know where that came from. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you parse that? Like, how do you?
I didn't watch I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and by the way, I told you I'm film sack, but freaking loved it.
Yeah.
Can't stop thinking about that movie. I don't think that's why I dreamt it, but it's the only thing I saw that was really hyper. I don't know how to. I don't even know how to describe that movie to people. I don't even know how to describe it. It's the weirdest, coolest damn thing I've ever seen. It was so cool.
It's so good.
Gosh dang it. Oh. And you know what? I had dubious... Oh, I will say this. This isn't much of a stance, but here's my soapbox stance.
All right.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I told you this Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She's great, and I'm glad she finally got an Oscar. I think that's awesome. Yeah. However, there was a better supporting actress in this movie, and she got overlooked entirely, and I'm shocked by it. And I understand how Hollywood works. They give it to the elder statesmen. People who've been around for a while, never win. I get it. She's got a huge career ahead of her, but that girl that plays the daughter was so effing good. Mm-hmm. The wrong person got the award. She was
really good. She was good. She had to be good in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Like playing different Stephanie Sue. She had to play so many different versions of herself in this thing.
Yeah, she was incredible. Yeah. And I just started, I had this one thought. Was there some old white man on the board going, well, we can't have too many Asians on stage at once. That's trouble. We need to get at least one white lady in there.
Yeah. Yep, you're not wrong. Hurry up and watch Awkwafina's Nora from Queens, because you'll get some more Stephanie Sue.
Oh, she's in that. Okay, cool.
She's in that.
Because Awkwafina kind of drives me nuts, but I like.
Oh well,
this
then.
Girl. I like this girl.
I mean, this is Awkwafina at her Awkwafiniest.
Oh boy.
So,
oh boy. Okay.
I don't know. Two of them are also in Shang-Chi too.
Oh, she is
Stephanie Sue is as well. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I want to say, is she the friend at the beginning and the end that really is just basically bookends the story with the same couple that are...
Oh, is that her? That might be her.
I think so.
Give her a leading role. She blew my frickin' mind.
Yeah.
That movie, though, in general, what a thing. What a thing to see. To this moment, I'm still not quite sure how they pulled... It's, movies... When movies try to do something that's ridiculous... It's usually kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're kind of ruining your movie by trying this level of ridiculous. This movie is so well made that they do a couple, I'm not going to spoil but two very ridiculous things in particular that should be just straight up the dumbest things I've ever seen. Instead,
something that involves,
let's just say it involves a part of your body.
Rocks. Yeah.
And another whole and an animal that likes garbage. Let's put it that way.
Oh! I thought you were going to talk about the rocks. Okay,
that too. That's fine too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't get away with that 900 times out of 1,000. But these guys, my gosh, it makes me want to see that Swiss Army Man movie that he did before this, and I haven't seen that. The Daniel Radcliffe. Weird thing. Apparently that movie's real weird.
For the whole thing, a farting corpse.
Yeah, they're basically, and he can do anything, and he gets ridden around by that. I'll drink your milkshake kid. What's his name?
Paul Dano,
the Riddler. Yeah. That looked like something I was like, should I see it? Should I not? But now I want to see everything this director makes until the end of time. I loved it. Can't say enough. You guys are going to get sick of me talking about that. Every once in a while, it's going to come up.
Sure.
You're used
add
to
it to the list.
Yeah, add it to the list, everybody. All right, let's get to... Oh, there's a tiny.cc thing in here. What's this about?
Yeah, I did that. So tiny.cc/Bike Coverville 2023. If you want to donate, throw $5 my way, $10, $50, whatever. Raising money for MS 150. And here's the deal. When I stop riding, I'm volunteering. I'm helping out at one of the rest stops. So I'm not just like, I'm done for the day. But regardless, it has nothing to do with my biking. It has everything to do with raising money for MS and the fine folks with the MS 150.
It's
like
not like
my Aunt Barb.
That's right, Aunt Barb. Is she going to go
Aunt
again
Barb,
this year?
She's riding. Yeah, that's what makes me like, well, crap, I have to ride, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my back hurts a little bit. Oh, my leg hurts. Barb has MS, and she's riding, and she's ridden in this thing every freaking year. So if Aunt Barb can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, I'd like to see her Microsoft free just as much as the next guy. All right, so get in there and get it done. It's time.
Somebody somewhere, Scott, is going to think you're being literal and think, well, I'm not donating. I hate Windows 11. I'm not donating any money to that guy.
Windows 7 forever.
Clippy, you can suck my stationery pile. I'm not giving any money to Microsoft.
That's what a paperclip would suck, as a stationary pile. I like that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's good.
Well, there's many, yeah.
Tiny.cc/Bike Coverville 2023, everybody.
All lowercase, because I think that is a thing with Tiny.
It was last I checked. I assume they have not changed things.
Yeah.
All right. If you were notified earlier in the chat room or in the Discord, Brian Dunaway's out today, but we're still going to play a game, and the fourth person to send me a direct message on Discord right now will get pulled into today's competition. We're going to play high-low. It's going to be with me and one of you. There are prizes to be won, but you got to be the fourth person to send me a thing. Oh, I see we got some stuff flowing in.
Okay,
At
all
least
right,
two
good
of
so
them.
far, so good. Yeah.
2 so far. We're looking for number 3 and 4. We're waiting. We might have I think number 3 appeared. We're waiting for number 4. Number 4 incoming. We have a number 4. I think we have a number 4. Let's see if we can add. Yep. Looks like it's Katrina. We're going to add her now.
Oh, cool. Katie Talmo from Pahrump.
Pahrump. Oh, yeah, you were talking about Pahrump earlier.
Yeah.
Perfect time to bring it up again.
Yeah.
Katie, is this you? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are
Hey,
you?
there she is.
Hello?
Hello?
Maybe she can't hear us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can totally hear you.
Stay, wherever
Okay,
you are
good.
in the house or at work. Are you at work today?
I'm actually at home because we're going on vacation. We're going to be going to San Diego.
Well, fun.
Oh. All right. Be careful, right?
Yeah.
Don't catch anything in San
Well,
Diego.
it's funny because everybody was sick the last week.
Oh,
Oh, good. So right now, all of your immune systems are at their best.
Yeah.
So good. That's
Right.
good. Good time to go. As a matter of fact, yeah, this is a good week. If you know somebody with COVID, go give them a big kiss so that you'll be fine in 2 weeks for TMS Vegas.
yeah, that's exactly how it works for every single person. Do that. Do exactly that.
Yes. Get it over with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And not for me. I get sick for like a month if I get COVID. Forget that.
Yeah. that'd
Okay.
be-
Well,
that'd
don't
be bad.
kiss anybody with COVID then.
Don't get it. Also, San Diego's fun. I always like going there. What are you doing there?
Yeah.
That's the first time going there. Excuse me. We're going to go to the beach and go to the zoo.
Oh, yeah. the
SeaWorld
zoo's
as
awesome.
well, or the zoo's fantastic.
I don't know if we're going to be able to squeeze that in. We're only going to be there for three and a half days.
Oh, yeah, you're hitting the best things though. San Diego Zoo and the beach is one of the best. The beaches down there are some of the best. So
They are my favorite. I really like them. I like them more than all the other California beaches. Well, that's great. I hope you have a wonderful time, and let's see if we can't make you a winner on your way out the door. How about that?
that's
Sounds
right.
Oh, Brian, go ahead.
Yep,
You want to
I'm
explain?
cutting people off. It's time to play high-low with Scott. I'm going to give Scott a question that has a number for an answer. Scott's going to give his answer, and then it's up to you, Katie, to guess the actual answer is higher or lower than Scott's guess. You're going to get 5 questions, and if you get at least 3 right, you're going to get a prize package that includes 911 operator, so you can pretend you're Angela Bassett in that horrible TV show, and Exmorph Defense Complete Pack. Both of those games courtesy of our friend David Akers. Thank you, David Akers, for contributing those Steam games.
I played the 911 operator. It's actually pretty fun. It's really good. It's like a kind of
I
a
played that in real life.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, wait.
Oh, no kidding.
That's right. That is hilarious. We did not mean to do that. That's funny.
No, we really didn't. I forgot about that. So, not doing it now, fortunately. So this will be you might get a little PTSD from when you did that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you can always give it to a friend. But yeah, those are both quality products.
Talk about Chorecore. All right, let's get to question number 1. Scott,
Yeah.
what percentage of a Twinkie is air?
Oh, geez. I'm gonna
Air in a Twinkie. That's one big Twinkie, says Ernie Hudson.
say 40% air.
40% air is incorrect. Katie, is the actual answer higher or lower than 40%?
Oh, I got to think it's higher.
It is absolutely higher. 68% of a Twinkie is air. The remaining 32% is made up of just 34 ingredients.
Just 30? Only 34? Oh,
Just
wow.
34 ingredients in a Twinkie besides air.
I have one. I still have that solid 10, well, it's not like 15 years old now, that petrified one, and it is out of air. I can tell you that. No air left.
Oh, man. Wow.
It's 100% gross. Anyway.
Yeah, no kidding. That'll be used as a weapon at some point. You're going to be able to use that against the zombie hordes as they approach.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, in years, so you remember, the Hollywood sign that overlooks the city of Hollywood in California? For a while, it said Hollywoodland until the Rocketeer knocked that guy off of the Hindenburg and he crashed and burned up the words land, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, Timothy Dalton. Wasn't it Timothy Dalton? Did he knock it? Anyway.
Something.
In years, for how long did the Hollywood sign actually say Hollywoodland?
Oh. How many years?
Yeah, how many years? So right now it says Hollywood, but for a while it said Hollywoodland. How long in years did it say Hollywoodland?
I'm going to say 25 years.
Okay. That is incorrect. Katie, is the actual answer higher or lower than 25 years?
Ooh, I'm going to say higher.
It is higher, but only by a year. Scott, nicely done. 26 years.
Wow.
Was how long it said Hollywoodland. That was a great guess, man.
Wow, I had no idea. It was a complete guess. Pulled out of my butt. I thought it was a little too long, but nicely done. Nicely done, though, Katie, because boom, look at that. You nailed it.
All right. Wow, you're doing great. If you get one more right, you get the prizes, but because I have 5 questions here, we're going to answer all 5 questions, whether or not you get it right. How many instruments did Prince play on his debut album? So back in the day, Prince releases his debut album, which I think was called For You, if I remember correctly, or was it called Prince and For You was his second album? Anyway, just as a note, I mean, he did play all the instruments. How many different instruments did Prince play on his debut album?
I'm going to go with, does voice count, or can you tell me that?
I can't tell. I don't know.
Okay.
But let's say it counts because he sang. So of course, yes.
Okay, so that counts as an instrument. I'll say 6.
Okay, that is incorrect. Katie, is the actual answer higher or lower than 6?
Let's go with higher. I think he's an overachiever.
He is absolutely an overachiever. Congratulations. 27 different instruments, including the fuzz bass, the polymoog, the finger cymbals, and water drums. Prince played.
Wow.
So a little more than 20 times what I believed was the...
Well, a little more than 20 more than what you believe.
Oh, I mean, not 20 times, 20 more.
Scott does math.
Get good grades in 1984, I said.
Speaking of math, so congratulations, you've won the prizes. We're going to continue on with these other questions because they're so fun.
Yeah.
What percentage of American adults have never flown on a plane?
Gonna say 15%.
15%.
Yeah.
That answer is incorrect. Katie, is the actual answer higher or lower than 15%?
I'm going to keep going with saying higher because that sounds way too low.
Higher feels like the right answer on all these, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Scott was extremely close again on this one, 18%.
Oh, wow.
So it is higher. You do get the points, but
wow.
But Scott again coming really close with those guesses.
I thought I was way low, like way low, but I thought you were going to say, it's like 30 or something. But
yeah, no, it was
okay.
really close.
Sounds
all right,
good.
One last question. Back to toys because we love our toys.
Sure.
How many coils does an official metal slinky have? So not the little plastic 2-color one, but the actual metal coil, the metal slinky. Goes downstairs alone and in pairs. How many coils does it have?
Who knows what average even means, but I'll say...
Not average, official. Official metal slinky.
Oh, okay, so they have an official length. Okay.
Yeah.
And diameter, obviously, which makes the coils. So let's say
it's more than one coil, Amy. I mean, it is one piece of metal, but it is, each go around is a coil.
I'm going to say 75 coils.
Ooh, all right. That is incorrect. Katie, for the sweep, is the actual answer higher or lower than 75?
Let's say lower.
Oh, you should have stuck with higher. 98 coils. Of course, originally designed as the spring for sensitive nautical instruments, but 98 coils in a metal slinky.
Mr.
And
Fearick in the chat got it. How did he know that? He look it up? How did he know?
Did he
98?
really?
Yeah, he got 98 exactly. Yeah. Wow.
He answered immediately after I said it, really quickly after I said it. McPyrick.
Maybe he should get the 911 operator game.
Oh, because you're not going to play that one?
You're not going to play a game that is basically your work all day?
Was work?
Yeah, I mean, it probably actually will give me PTSD, honestly.
Yeah. 911, what's your emergency?
Called Walking Up and Down Sheridan Boulevard Carrying a Sign. Would you like to play that game? No, I would
Have you ever seen that show, by the way, the 911 or the Texas spinoff thing? Have you seen any of that?
You asking me? Or,
no, her.
Or, Katie?
No, I've never seen them. I did watch the one that was actually, I don't remember what it was called. It was on ABC. It was actual real 911 operators they were following.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Tina loved that one.
Yeah, that one I watched, but I was also still in training at the time, so it was kind of like doing my homework.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could watch it now.
Yeah, it's probably weird now.
God.
But the show is so ridiculous. It's like a 911 call will come in, and it's all really dramatic, and there's like big squiggly lines on the screen, like waveforms and stuff, like the call's coming in, and they'll say, 911, what's your emergency? And the lady will go, it's all on fire! And then they'll cut to a commercial and come back. It's really dumb.
Yeah, real life, 99% of the calls are very common, random, either crazy people or just old people that fell down and need help getting up.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we talked about that at in Vegas when we were having that drink. We talked about most of those calls just being dull. And
has any of them said, I've fallen and I can't get up? Have they ever said that on the line?
Yeah, and it's really hard not to laugh.
Well,
any of them call and go, where's the beef?
That'd be good. Where's the beef?
No, but I told you about that one lady that asked for be serviced by an officer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
Prostitution is legal in Nye County where I live.
Yeah.
And during COVID, she called because she had an urge. She wanted to know if it was okay to visit the brothels.
Yeah.
During COVID, during lockdown.
Yeah.
And then she decided to keep calling 911 until an officer came out, and then she was asking for us to send a cute one, and then she called back and tell us that to tell the officers that are coming that she's going to be in the shower and that she's naked.
To just come on in. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't knock. Just come on in.
And then they got there and she completely denied it.
You know what? It's funny. When I was in high school, that would have sounded really intriguing. Now I hear about that lady. That kind of person terrifies me.
If you saw her mugshot, it would not have been intriguing.
No. Well,
and she was arrested for abusing 911.
Gotcha.
Oh God.
Well,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, she's in a real meth now. I'm sorry, mess. I meant mess, not meth. You know what I meant. Anyway.
So Katie mentioned, by the way, when I was out there, that you can actually tour the brothels. You know, you don't have to go in there just for the mufky-fufky, but you can actually go there and tour them. And I thought, man, future TMS Vegas, Scott, you and me, we've got to go tour the Chicken Ranch.
I would go there.
Yeah,
but I would.
I'm so curious.
Their restaurant is really good too.
Really?
Oh, I'm not touching any silverware plates or.
That's what I was gonna say. I may walk through there with gloves and a mask on, but I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah, just don't bring your Blacklight. You'll be blinded.
Yeah, I don't want that. You'll be blinded.
Geez, yeah.
Well, this is great. You've won, and here's how I know.
Congratulations.
You're a winner, says Scott Fletcher, and that means you're officially a winner. Brian will get to these codes, and you will walk away to San Diego, a very happy recipient. Thanks for playing with us, and thanks for being number 4 today, and have a fun trip.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
See you in a couple of weeks.
See you in a couple of weeks.
And don't have the clam chowder in San Diego. Not nearly as good as San Francisco.
The chicken salad's bad. It's all prepared naked by men with wieners out. Don't do it. Don't do any of it.
Well, I was referring to San Diego, not to the brothel.
Oh, they meant the brothel.
Not to the brothel commissary.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, you know what? I don't trust anybody who tells me authentic clam chowder is coming, because it always has sand in it every time. When they tell me that, I've had that 3 or 4 times in my life where they said, "Oh, it's really authentic." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." Sand. Every time. There's crunchy sand in there. What is wrong with you people?
They basically say, "Did any of those clams have sand?" Nope. All right, we'll sprinkle a little bit in there because we promised authentic clam chowder. And by golly, we're going to deliver it.
It was my fault. All right, we're going to take a break. Before we do that, though, this break is brought to you by something. Hey, Brian, who is it brought to us by?
Sure. Do you like classic TV from the 90s and before? Have we got the show for you? Those Were the Days is the podcast where we watch classic TV and come together to talk about it through a modern lens. From sitcoms to cooking shows, from variety shows to very special episodes, from educational TV to game shows, we're covering it all. Does it stand the test of time, or is it incredibly dated? Join Amy, Steven, Travis, and Audie as we talk about what we remember and loved about the shows that we grew up with. Find Those Were the Days in your favorite podcatcher of choice. You can also watch us record live every Monday right around 9 p.m. Eastern over at twitch.tv/2dorkstv. That's the number 2, Dorks TV. We love having folks in the chat. Come hang out to remember Those Were the Days.
That's awesome. Congratulations on a cool sounding show, you guys. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's take that break. When we come back, we got a couple of cool things going on. Steven Schleicher will be here as usual. Got our Monday dose of him. But then after that, a long-lost friend will join the program.
Oh,
his name
can't wait to hear who this is.
Jerry Austin Green. No, Justin Robert Young will be here. And boy, howdy, you know what that means. He's got a new show to pimp, and I can't wait to hear about it. Yes, that's right. Justin will be here. We'll talk all about the new season of the biggest, or the world's largest, what is it? The largest, biggest con? The world's greatest con. That's coming up here in a bit, so stick around. Brian, please, if you would, play that song.
All Around Con.
Yep, All Around Con.
Hey, let's talk about a band from the UK. They are rising in popularity. They're supporting Nation of Language as they tour London and Glasgow, and they've got an upcoming performance at Tampa, Florida's Tropical Heatwave Festival. Go check them out. The band is called Glove. Here's a song from their brand new album, Boom Nights. Here's the song, Modern Toy.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
There are two kinds of men who never amount to much. Those who cannot do as they are told, and those who can do nothing else.
Not one of those girls gave a good goddamn about trigonometry.
The Morning Stream. He's an annoying little bleeping insect, and I want him stepped on hard.
We've returned, which means I need to hear about that performer one more time.
Yeah, that's a band that Rolling Stone describes as, remember being a kid and wondering what music might sound like in the future? It sounds like Glove. Yeah, the band is called Glove. It from their brand new album, Boom Nights. That is the song Modern Toy.
Boom Nights coming to the MCU this fall.
Boom Nights. That's right.
Okay. We're going to
Speaking of the MCU.
Yeah, right. We're going to talk a little bit. Well, we're going to mostly talking Star Wars, and they're all owned by the same giant mega corporation anyway, so it works out. It's all fine.
True that.
Let's bring this guy in. Here's his thingy.
And now welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
That's right. He is a huge freaking nerd, and we love having him on. It's Steven Schleicher. Steven, welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. Tell me about your dream last night,
Yeah.
Steven.
I'm curious. Have you ever driven like a small red sports car, like a Miata or something
drove
like that?
A Geo Tracker. I mean, it's not small, but it was red and sporty.
I had a red MR2 in high school for a while until I broke the struts.
I had this dream that you were driving like a little Miata, hardtop, and you drove like right to one of those jacked up like F450 trucks, and you ran under it, right under the bed, and like I was like, oh God, Brian's gonna kill himself, and it went right under scraping, and I ran over. And you were fine on the other side. The top was a little tinted down. I was like, Brian, how did you do this? And you're like, I just scrunched down a little bit and I went through.
Weird. What's the deal there? What was that? Why are you dreaming that?
I have no idea.
Huh. That's wild, man. Yeah, you look at you guys with your weird dreams. I thought I was the only one. I'm not the only one.
Oh, no, my dreams are strange.
Yeah. You know, what do you do you have a reason why you think your dreams are weird? Like, I can't figure
out.
Oh,
yeah, I've talked about this before. It's a gateway to other dimensions where I'm living vicariously through my other selves. I've had this dream since I was 18, or this belief since I was in high school.
So you're basically experiencing everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
With other dimensional Stevens.
Oh my gosh. Yep. That movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I had this dream. Okay, so here's where I found out that I was dressed up as some kind of like Marine guy.
Okay.
And they're like, when you go through this door, you will enter the multiverse. And this is like 1986, 87.
Yeah.
And we went through, and the purpose was we were trying to keep these aliens, like from the movie Alien, from breaking through into these other dimensions. And you go through, and it's like you're in this weird mirrorverse or inside your brain where you have all these dendrites and things going off on all directions. And everybody was scrambling on all these bridges between doorways to other dimensions. And then they're like, they've broken through. And everybody was shooting at the aliens. And then one of them jumped at me, and I woke up and I was like, whoa. And so ever since then.
Wow. So you can pinpoint the start of it all. That's
cool.
Yeah.
No, it was, I can go all the way back to that point.
Your own personal everything bagel. That won't,
Yep.
People won't know what that is until they see the movie.
That's right.
Well, all right. Well, Stephen, it's good to have you here. We got a text I want to throw at your face before we get going here. This is from somebody.
You don't have to throw it at my face. I kind of like my face.
He didn't use his name, he or she, so I don't know who this is, but they said a note for Stephen and us in an anonymous text that came to us. It says, hello, S&B and Stephen. Just a quick note to say I found multiple sources that confirmed Jack Kirby himself pronounced it Dark Side. He says it is a Germanic pronunciation of the villain's name.
Wait. So actually, Dark Side, not Dark Seed.
Yeah, Dark Side.
Yeah, because there's some people out there that pronounce it Dark Seed, and I'm like, those people are weird.
Yeah, I've always said Dark Side because I don't know. I swear some of the animation calls him Dark Side. I don't think they're calling him Dark Seed either.
Dark Side.
Yeah, or Dark Side. But so this seems like this isn't really proof, but it's another voice saying, hey, it's Dark Side. So quit worrying about it. Good. Now I feel like we can move forward with our lives and not worry about that damn villain anymore. Not until we figure out what James Gunn's going to do with him, right? Like, we don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think he's got plans for, like, okay, let me ask you this. If you had to predict for the Superman, what's it called? We already have a
Legacy.
name. Legacy. Who's our big bad there, do you think?
Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Think so? They go back to basics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have to. I think at this point you have to, even though, because you got to remember, Darkseid did not come around until New Gods in the late 60s, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can stay away from all of that stuff. You've got like 50 years of Superman before Darkseid shows up.
It's a lot of Superman, yeah.
Even then, he's more of a Jimmy Olsen villain first before Superman steps in. So
yeah, that's true. Well, I'm so curious about how that's all going to go. But we are going to know a lot more about new Star Wars stuff, including the announcement that Rey's getting her own Star Wars treatment.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, do you remember just like a couple of weeks ago, we were like, oh, I guess this is the end of Lucasfilm. They've canceled the Kevin Feige Star Wars movie. They've canceled the Rogue Squadron from Patty Jenkins. They're not going to have any more Star Wars movies until it was announced this weekend. Oh, no, we canceled 2, but we're bringing 3 Star Wars movies your way, including the return of Daisy Ridley as Rey, as she goes in and is going to build her own Jedi Order, hopefully with a better result than Luke Skywalker did when he tried to recreate the Jedi Order.
Did we get a there's no title or date or any of that, right? Just
no, this is just like, hey, we got Star Wars coming, everybody. My guess is the first we would see any of these new movies would be 2027 or no, 2026 would be my guess is the earliest. So not only do we get a new Rey Star Wars movie, but we have Dave Filoni, who is going to be directing a Star Wars movie. Dave Filoni is the current head of all things Star Wars. He's the one that started out with the Clone Wars as one of the animators there, and then he moved up to the rankings. And I guess you would say that him and no, I forgot his name from Iron Man and
Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau are your two big Star Wars guys. Yeah. But the Dave Filoni movie is all about, let's tie in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, the new TV series that's coming up, the Book of Boba Fett. Let's tie that whole big giant arc up into one movie for that. And then Scott, hang on to your butt.
I'm holding on.
James Mangold is been tapped to do a Star Wars movie.
What?
Ooh. He's going all the way back to the very start of the Jedi Order, when he kind of describes it as an Old Testament of Star Wars, where it's like, where did they find the Force? How do we create like the Ten Commandments and the Moses of all of this stuff? How are we going to do that in Star Wars form? And so he's approaching it from this big Ben-Hur spectacle of of the origins of the Force.
So that's pre Knights of the Old Republic and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's pre Knights of the Old Republic, pre High Republic, pre all of that stuff. So
it will be called the first midichlorian.
There you go.
He didn't make Wolverine Origins, guys. Chat room. That wasn't him directing it, or was it?
He did Logan.
Yeah.
He made Logan. Logan's amazing, and he also made the second one, which is also amazing. It's really good. Yeah. But what was that first? I hope I don't have that wrong, or I've been giving him too much credit if that's been mangled this whole time. Anyway, I don't blame him either way, but that's exciting. I didn't know, before you said that, I didn't know how I'd feel about such a thing, but I'm actually kind of jazzed now to hear that he would be.
So am I. The one thing that I'm a little disappointed, I think one of these projects does look at the High Republic era, or there is a project that's coming up that's High Republic era-esque, but Lucasfilm and Disney spent basically 2019 until I think this past weekend, really focusing on this High Republic big story arc that was going to be tied up in comic books, which they did, books, which they did. I don't know about video games. I can't remember if there was a new High Republic video game that came out, but all this stuff that took place at the height of the Jedi Order and the Republic. Yeah. And they've done really good with that. And so I'm really surprised they're not doing something set specifically during that time period.
Right. The High Republic is a game coming from the people who did... Oh, crap. The one about the android robots future stuff. I cannot remember the name of that studio. Shoot. Anyway, that's a highly anticipated
that's something
thing.
That is coming.
That is something coming. And I think it's called... Oh, shit. Is it just called High Republic? It's something else.
It's probably called High Republic.
Yeah. I can't remember. But there's a really good trailer for it. The Acolyte is High Republic? That also got...
That's right. That's the Acolyte. It was one of the new TV shows.
And tell me about Skeleton Crew. What do we know about that? What does that do?
So Skeleton Crew is your kid-friendly animated series that is going to be for all the... your grandkids will. I say that to now, Scott. I'm not making you
say
feel
that now.
old, but
it makes me feel really
your
old.
grandkids are gonna love this.
You're gonna
Scott.
love it.
It's called the Skeleton Crew or something.
Yeah,
but it's got Jude Law navigating the world of the Republic after the Return of the Jedi, and he's got some young kids with him. And so I think that that should be really interesting, especially since word is that the Daniels of Everything Everywhere All at Once will be directing at least one episode in the series.
Oh, no way. That's cool. Well, that makes me very excited. So this is animated. Do we know what
No, I may be mistaken. I think that is live action. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is live action.
There is another one that is like all completely animated that they didn't talk about it at the main announcements this past weekend.
All right. I've whatever. I think Star Wars is so well suited to television that I think this is good to hear that there's so much of that coming. I guess there was also a confirmation from Kennedy or somebody saying that the what's his name? Right. Can't think of his name. No, the other guy that did the
Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson's trilogy is not happening, right? That's the
Rian Johnson stuff. They say we would love, and again, this is nice corporate speak, right? We would love to do more stuff with Rian Johnson. However, he is super busy with all of his other projects, Glass Onion, Poker Face, that he doesn't have time right now to commit to anything in the near future. Which means, Star Wars Celebration 2026 will probably see Ryan come out with some movie announcements.
Okay. Okay, so on the Rey thing, a lot of people have been like, "What about Finn? He needs his day." Burp, burp, burp. Like a lot of fans are freaking out that it's Rey's focus and not Finn or somebody else. Right. I think that they all deserve a little better treatment.
Oh, sure.
And I would really like it. Like I heard about this and got kind of excited because I'm like, you know what? Those movies are kind of lame. I would love to see Rey get a spotlight and do something cool. Again, it's it's all about filmmakers and writers and directors and how hands-on or hands-off the studios are going to be and how much creativity the director gets and that sort of thing. But J.J. Abrams painted by the numbers, and he was very careful with it, and it was a very corporately controlled thing, and we all felt it as fans. Yeah, it was too safe. So give her some room to do something cool and give Finn his own thing. I'm fine with that. Bring those guys out again.
Yep.
Yeah, Poe Dameron, exactly. Those they all deserve better. So give them better. All right.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the case is. I don't know how the actor who plays Finn currently feels about Star Wars, if he would be willing to come back. From what I hear, again, all rumor, conjecture, anything is up in the air until the script is written and you watch it on the screen. But this is supposedly takes place 10 years after the 9th movie, or 12th movie, or whatever it is. So
which might actually be about right if that movie doesn't come to like 2025. That'll literally be 10 years.
Yeah.
Think of that. That's weird, isn't it? Holy crap! 2015 was that? Was that right? If I have that right, 2015 was the first return to Star Wars, the Force Awakens,
something like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't like how far 2015 is now. My favorite year. Anyway, hey, Steven, as always, it's a pleasure. Do you have anything going on the site that you want to tell folks about?
Well, if you want more Star Wars action, there's plenty of Star Wars comic books coming your way from Marvel Comics this week. They have Star Wars Return of the Jedi Ewoks, in case you want to follow some furry cannibals and their adventures.
Ooh, who
they
doesn't?
also have Star Wars The High Republic number 8, Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 33, and Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 31. All 4 of those are out this week from Marvel Comics. So go get your Star Wars action at your local comic book shop. And don't forget, May 1st is just the first Saturday in May is just around the corner, which is Free Comic Book Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not free for your local comic book store. So if you do go and participate, make sure you buy something there. But it is free when Scott sends out some art on Free Comic Book Day.
That's right. We wouldn't mind if you bought stuff in the store that day as well. But people don't have to. We do it every year. And I've done it since 2011, I think, 2012. Carter and I. So this year's no different. This year's theme is Villains at the Beach. And we're pretty stoked about it. So get ready for that. We'll be putting those up
Scott,
soon.
Brian, may the force be with you and stay hydrated.
The 2 famous lines from Star Wars, especially that hydrated one. I mean, why else would Luke go? He's got to work on the moisture evaporators.
Right.
Who's going to do it?
Exactly. Like, you can't go to Tashi Station. We need to stay hydrated here at home.
Yeah, the whole town of whatever they were in.
Skywalkerville.
Skywalker Town. Did we know they were in some offshoot? They weren't in Mos Eisley.
They weren't in Mos Eisley, no. They lived in Boone's Farm. No, I don't know.
I don't know either. Boonies for sure. Because,
yes.
They were all out of
BF
moisture.
BF and E is the initials of that place.
That's the one. All right, we're going to give Justin R. Young a call. You might be familiar with his work, and he hasn't been on the show in a long time, but we're excited to have him here. I'm trying to see if I should play his thing, but I can't. Oh, this is just for old time's sake. Here you go.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
That's so weird to hear that again. Look who it is, everybody. It's your old pal, Justin Robert Young, joining us from Texas now. I think the last time we talked to you may have been there as well. But Justin, always a pleasure to have you on, man. What's going on?
Oh, my God. So excited to be back on.
So good to see you, man.
It's great to see you. Look at you in the newsroom there, where all the love world
where the
happens.
news happens.
Yeah,
I know.
Where not just the politics happens, but the politics, and the politics
Wait,
happen.
what is
all
that?
The politics are happening
What's
at all times.
What's that thing behind you? Is that like a scale? What is that?
Oh, it's for the birds. If the birds are just hanging out when I'm streaming, so they can just sit right there.
They just hang out. Oh, that's great.
I've been told that my background is for the birds also.
Yeah, your background's always for the birds, Brian.
They won't try to eat the wires if I'm constantly bribing them with
You
food.
provide them. That's good.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's good to have you back, and there's a reason, folks. We always like having Justin on. We don't care what the reason is, but today's reason is important because something just launched, and we're excited about it, so please tell us what's happening.
Absolutely. So, World's Greatest Con is a podcast that I do with a fellow friend of the show, Brian Brushwood. He is the host and co-creator of that program, and we have what I believe to be our best season to date, and it's something that we worked really, really hard on and spent a lot of time to tell a story that wasn't ours about Project Alpha, a thing that made national news. It was actually it came to a head with a national television special back in 1983.
Jeez.
But never has the full story been told, and we got to do it this season with the help of the two boys who did it, Mike and Steve. The thumbnail on it is you guys, this is like your wheelhouse, right? This is like the late 70s. How would you describe the belief of psychic phenomenon in the mid to late 70s?
Oh man. I was just a little kid, but if I had to guess, it was like at a fevered pitch. You know?
Yeah, and it was, we were right. We were a couple years before the dawn of Miss Cleo and 976 numbers, but yeah, it was all about the fortune telling and Psychic Friends Network.
Yeah, and that bled right into the 80s, where when I was a kid, it felt like every night you had some infomercial about some lady who was going to read your feet and tell you what the deal was or whatever was going on there.
You know, and that's the thing, is that there was a moment. In our opinion, we didn't even put this in the show, but this was something that we had talked about a lot, that like what happens between like men who stare at goats, like the real idea that actual money was going into military psychic research.
Yeah.
And that first scene in Ghostbusters when Bill Murray is doing a psychic experiment, but is obviously just there to bang the co-ed. Right. Shocking the dweeb. Like, because in one, it's a joke, right? He's a cad. It establishes character, but everybody knows it enough to know that it's not real, that it makes sense that he is doing that. But in on this other side, we've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars that's being spent on the serious pursuit of psychics. And that indeed was the reality, especially in the late 70s, not only through the military. A lot of the things that are the underpinnings of Stranger Things were real military investigations into finding child psychics, and some of the things that were done to these children were awful, and they didn't even get psychic powers at the end. And academia spent a lot of money on this, and one of these academic studies at Washington University in St. Louis was called the Mac Lab. It was called that because McDonnell Douglas Aeronautics Company put the money behind it, or at least the guy who was the scion of that family put the money behind it. $4 million in our modern inflated currency went into that thing, and 2 kids went in saying, we are going to pretend we are psychic. If anyone ever asks us if we are psychic, we will give up the ghost immediately. And they go for 4 years back and forth between that lab before it all comes calamitously to a gigantic and messy end. Wow. It makes the New York Times, reported throughout scientific journals. And in our opinion, it is pretty much the end of at least academia taking these kinds of claims seriously on their face.
How do you as a team find this stuff in the first place? Like, what is it you guys have to do to even unearth, like, oh my gosh, did you hear about this study and where it all went and that? Or did someone just know about it, mention it in passing? How much research does that take to just the initial getting started?
Project Alpha is kind of like the first one. It's been a season we were working toward pretty much since the first season. Like, as soon as it's like, okay, you're going to start off, let's start off hot, we're going to fool Hitler. Okay, well, that's good. You're not going to do better than fooling Hitler. So, like, we need to show the audience that the show is not just about military history, and Hitler's not going to be in every season. So we did a second season about game shows and some of the crazy things that have happened there.
Favorite season, yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's like, we loved it, but I also love season 2 of The Wire, right? So, like, I can understand some people, it wasn't their favorite because it's like, wait, hold on, you're the Hitler show, and now you're talking about Price is Right?
Yeah.
And Bob Barker.
Yeah.
But we kind of put that season 2 there because we wanted to get to season 3, and we didn't want people to be looking for Hitler in a show that we knew was going to be kind of important. And the reason why we knew it was going to be important is that I've known about Project Alpha since I was a teenager, because one of the players in this story is James the Amazing Randy, who I was the first intern for at his foundation in South Florida back when I was in high school. And I've known about the lore of Project Alpha. Brian has known Banachek, who is Steve, one of the boys in this story, for decades now, when they both used to work the college market. And so he knew a little bit more about it. We knew we wanted to tell this story. We didn't know if they wanted us to tell their story.
Right.
That was a little bit of a getting to know you phase for us. And then we didn't know what the story fully was. And as we did our interviews with them, it kind of revealed itself to be something that was kind of the perfect world's greatest con story, which if you've listened to the show, you know that what we don't like to do is fetishize the master con man.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that figures out every little thing, and it's the Rube Goldberg, you know, Ocean's 11, like, oh, I pushed the Coke can and it fell down the stairs, which means it bunked the lady who spilled her chicken. And like, you know, there's always like those like big chains of things. We don't like to do that. And we don't like to celebrate people getting ripped off. What we do like to do is understand our human frailty, how we get fooled, why we get fooled. You know, the reason why the slogan is cons don't fool us because we're stupid, they fool us because we're human, is to understand that there is an element here. And the story that we got with Project Alpha is not only one about these guys effectively wasting $4 million of money that was given to this lab, but more than anything about the human cost of these guys going in as teenagers thinking that they have a righteous goal to take down this ugly thing that is happening in the world. And then by the end of it, feeling really, really guilty that they're going to ruin the lives of people that they had eventually come to know as, if not friends, then father figures.
Wow, that's wild to me. This whole story sounds amazing. And new episodes are out now, right? A couple of them at least.
First 2 episodes are out now. It explains to you, first episode explains to you the world. Because again, I mean, it's funny that you guys mentioned the psychic hotline stuff, because I hadn't even thought about that. But it's like, but by the time that we get to the Psychic Friends Network, by the time that we get to the Miss Cleo stuff, psychic stuff has kind of already been relegated to like the amusement, the midway of our pop culture, you know, circus, right? It was, hey, you know, if you want to spend your money, go ahead. But at this point, and this is what we really have to spend a whole episode talking about, is like, this was taken deadly serious by the organizations, the military and academia, that we assume are the ones taking things deadly serious.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, they weren't doing great experiments.
Yeah, that was a time, man. Well, I'm glad somebody's out there shining a light on it. And if you want to get this show, where should they get it? Obviously, anywhere they get podcasts, but you know, how do you want people to navigate this?
Here's what we're doing. Number one, and I know, bless you, all Android people and all people for whom do not use Apple Podcasts. I don't use Apple Podcasts.
No.
I understand that when people say subscribe on Apple, it's annoying, and you're like, oh, but then I have to. So did I. All right. Go to Apple Podcasts if you can. Subscribe to the show. Also subscribe on wherever you get your stuff and listen to it on there. What we are really asking everybody to do today, because in this kind of world where we don't put stuff out every once in a while, when we've got new episodes, things really kind of have to ramp up as fast as possible. And the first 24 hours on this is absolutely crucial. So here's what I would ask. Please, if you have the time today to listen to it, please do. If you like it, call if you can. If not, text. Somebody that you know that would like this, whether it's because they grew up around there, they're into these kind of things, they would just really like the production, or Brian, or whatever the in is, we would greatly appreciate that you say that, because in this game, if a couple hundred people do it, then the show is probably going to be a success, at least for our advertisers and stuff like that. If 1,000 people are up do it, then we got a shot at like the top 200, top 100 of like all podcasts. If more than that do it, boy, that'd be a sight to see, and we would greatly appreciate it. But obviously listen to it first and see if it's something that you want to recommend.
Well, I can tell you after listening to the first 2 episodes myself, it is very good, and you guys will be missing out if you don't give it a listen. It's really good stuff, and I think Justin's end of it is better than ever. Dog and Pony Show, man. Look out. Watch out.
Very cool.
It's got horns on that bull, baby. Woo!
We do it for the people. Do it for the people.
Yeah, do it for the people. Always the people.
What you guys do it. Enough of me shilling my nonsense.
No, we're just stuff. We got Vegas in 2 weeks. We got stuff here going on. You know, busy. The busy business. What's your
Vegas plan? What is? I mean, I know you guys are doing the programming, but obviously, like you might have a food situation or an attraction that you'd like to see.
Brian,
we're doing so. I'm doing a much bigger task. Basically, it's our play on the Taskmaster game show from the UK.
Okay.
And I'm giving Scott and company a couple of tasks that they have to complete. We're going to watch the video and talk to the contestants on our big Tuesday night main event. We're doing, of course, a live meet and greet. Well, everything's live, right? Because we're there.
Yeah, it's all live meet and greet.
But followed by
we're doing a
high roller
meet and greet. It happened
virtual,
in 2018, and we're just going to play the video for everybody.
That's right. That's
Actually, everybody stay in your hotel rooms. We're going to connect via Zoom.
Yeah.
So
it's all pre-recorded this year. Enjoy yourselves in Vegas. We won't actually physically be there, but yeah.
Hitting the high roller, taking some folks to get the verbenas over at the Cosmopolitan who haven't gotten to try that magical drink. I don't even know if I'm going to be participating.
That's the taste changer drink.
Yes, the electric buzzer flower. Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
Good one.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna go do the arcade competition again. Where last year I took a very slivery close second place, and I'm not going to allow that to happen again. But Brian's competing this year. Last year he didn't.
Yeah, last year I was just hosting and managing.
Yeah, I was
actually
keeping
technically
score.
I did compete, but I lost in the first round because I was too busy running back and forth. I couldn't really devote any attention. Zoe took me out, if I remember correctly. Oh no, Zoe took you out. So I can't remember who took me out.
Yeah,
maybe Kathy.
Anyway. Kathy took me out. She rocked my world at the end. But no, I took her out in the very last second. So I got all the way to the last bracket, final game. And somebody's brother-in-law, who's never been there before and didn't know who we were,
doesn't even listen to TMS, nothing.
He does now. He's like a fan now, which is awesome. We love it. But at the time, he didn't know nothing. He just came in there and rocked me and took the trophy. So he'll be there this year. It'll be a real Drago meets Rocky thing. I'm pretty. I don't know which one I am. I guess I have to be the whiter one, so I'm Drago. But anyway,
you would break him. Yes,
it's going to be fun. But I'm super jazzed for you in this new project. I can always.
Hold on, wait. I want to go back to the high roller.
Go.
Yeah.
What do you guys have like a bounty for whatever manner of horrifying things that happen on the high roller that you guys might see? Well,
who is it, Chris?
I've already seen. Yeah, me and Mitsula.
Yeah, when you put people in a bubble who have been hanging out in Vegas, and they can't have a bathroom for 45 minutes or whatever it takes to do the high roller, bad things happen, and they happen on a regular basis.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because you just described the reason I don't do the high roller. I ain't going up there.
Scott will not be going up there.
I ain't going up there. Forget it.
There was several years ago, before the first TMS Vegas, there was kind of an unofficial event called Brian Spends 24 Hours in Vegas Without a Hotel Room. Yeah. And I flew out there midday. I think you were there, Scott, for the first, you actually had a hotel room. We did the video game thing for a while, and then I continued on with everybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. You were there for another 40, or I guess another 24 hours or something like that.
Another 24 hours. We did Top Golf.
Also, if folks want to look up this adventure for Brian on the Wikipedia, it's also listed for foreign markets as Cry for Help.
That's right. There you go. Nailed it.
The first step is admitting that I have a problem.
Yeah.
So around midnight, maybe there were 6 or 7 left of us, and along with Mitsula and a couple other people, we decided to go to the high roller. And we got our tickets, and a few people said, well, I've got to go to the bathroom before we get on the drinky car. So I stayed in the lobby. Everybody else went into the bathroom. One by one, they all came out of the bathroom with the same horrified look on their face and recounted the story of this guy, shirt on, everything else off, furiously. What's that?
Full Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, full Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Scrubbing his pants in the sink in the high roller bathroom.
Yep.
With a total mess left in one of the stalls that he just did not make it in time out of the high roller.
That's amazing. But he didn't go in the room or in the high roller itself, did he? Did he crap up there?
I think he did. And his first run out of as soon as he left that pod, was to the high roller bathrooms to scrub up.
Gosh, dude. How could you be in that pod with him and not want to just frickin' die? That's a nightmare.
I think he did. I doubt. Unless it's a very specific crew, I don't think they were like, "What an amazing time!"
Right? Yeah.
Shame for the rest of his life.
I'm hoping everybody who was in that pod got a ticket to come back and ride the high roller again at another time.
Yeah.
Knowing Vegas these days, they probably didn't. They probably got charged a cleaning fee.
Yeah, they probably. Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
sure.
You're probably paying for that with that price you go in there for. But anyway, yeah, we'll be doing some of that. I'll be down at the bottom with Chris hanging out, just looking at it. That's what we did last year.
Tina will be down there with you. She doesn't like Ferris wheels of any sort.
Yeah, I don't like heights, and I don't like people shitting in pods for 45 minutes. Turns out those two things.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on that, but I'll leave it to the audience's imagination.
Yeah, let them guess. Look for season 4 of World's Greatest Con.
That's right, World's Greatest Con.
Yeah, it can be Who Shit in the Pod.
Yeah, Who Shit in the Pod with Justin Robert Young. I'm very excited about it.
That's right.
Justin, we love having you on. It's great to hear about this, and I wish nothing but the best for this. We'll be playing the trailer on the show as well, so people can get a little taste of it toward the end of the show, so check that out. Anything else you want to pimp or mention or say?
No, it's great to hear your guys' voice, and I'd like to come on. We should just have a thing where I just come on where I'm not shilling. I don't always want to have hat in hand.
Sure.
Anytime
we would if there was something going on in the world of politics.
Yeah,
it
if
has
there
been
was ever,
so
it's
dull
been so
and
dull.
boring.
There's nothing really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll come up with some excuses and get you here more often. And
there's a great story in New York Magazine today, written by the great Olivia Nuzzi, who she went down and interviewed Stormy Daniels, and it ends with the writer, the reporter on this, who's a great writer and reporter, just being semi-convinced that Stormy Daniels is communicating with spirits, and one of them has infected her dream.
What?
That is a little reading tidbit. The cover story of the most recent New York Magazine about Stormy Daniels.
Oh
But
my
it's a trailer.
gosh!
A spirit may or may not have infected the dreams of the reporter of the front page story.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. All right, well, see what we've been missing out on, you guys. We didn't know that.
They say that you can't laugh anymore.
No,
right?
Yeah.
It's always a culture war and a woke girl boss and a Nazi to ruin it. No,
Yep.
we're still laughing, knee slapping over here.
There's some real knee slapping happening in Austin, Texas right now, and we're glad to have you. Justin Robert Young, everybody. Take it easy. We'll see you soon. Bye now.
You guys.
See you, buddy.
There he goes. There was rumor. There was talk. I didn't bring this up, but there was talk that he maybe was going to show up in Vegas. That may still happen.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. It'll be like a surprise thing if it happens at all.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. Hey, Brian.
Oh, love that. Yes.
Let's move on to this, which is nothing. We're done with the show. We're going to go now.
I was looking at our show and it's like, what are we moving on to?
You know what I'll do? I'll go ahead and share this now. Why not? You want to see the paper plate my mom, or I apologize to my mom on?
The apology on a paper plate. Yes.
Yeah, let's just do it. Here you go.
You served her up an apology on a plate.
I did.
What you did.
Served it right up on a plate. Check
Slice
this
of
out.
Humble pie.
I'll put it up for the
look at
chat.
this.
Dear Mom, I am sorry if I caused you any pain. I love you very much. If it weren't for you, look at the way I did weren't. If it weren't for you, I would not be here. Love, Scott. P.S. is the best part. Don't cry. On a paper plate of all frickin' things.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You know
it
what?
must have been like in a barbecue or something, like in a,
I don't know. I mean, who knows where I didn't no idea where my head was at when I was that age. But here's another one. Here's a little note.
I do love the fact that you spell weren't just like you say it.
I know.
Like
I say it like weren't.
Weren't. Yeah.
Yeah, you should see how I spent wait back then. Here's another one when I was about 10. It has my name on it for some reason. Dear Mom and Dad, I had an assignment. Look at the way I spelled assignment.
Assignment.
A assignment that I lost, and it was due today. So I had to write you this note. Write is spelled R-I-G-H-T. So you're supposed to, imagine how that's spelled, help me learn responsibility at school.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love the like the supposed to becomes a word, like its own 6-7 letter word. Supposed to.
I'll do one more. This is from. This is almost like another apology, but I left a note on my mom's door. She says, where I wrote,
"Whoa!"
I wrote, "Mom," and I'm 11. It says Scott, age 11 at the top. She says, Mom, I will take my shower tomorrow. Look how I spelled that. At 7. P.S. The water's cold and I'm tired.
Why are you screaming the word mom at the top of this? And then I like that all the nice job on the center justification though, by the way.
You like that?
That's tough to do because you don't know how big you're going to write the word shower, and you still did it really well.
Yeah, it's surprising. My typology pretty on par, my spelling.
And if you would have spelled tomorrow correctly, it would have been far too far to the right to be center justified.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I clearly struggle as a kid with spelling. I struggle with it now, but
I was going to say as a kid, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get all the basics done, but if you say, hey, Scott, quickly type the word irresponsibility, that word.
Sure.
I'm probably going to get it wrong. I'm going to whip it out. And then the little red highlight will highlight it, and then I will use the cheat of the last 20 years to correct it.
You know, as somebody who I'm a big spelling, and not really spelling Nazi, but I'm like a big proponent of spelling. It is such a bummer that it is so, I don't know, being a good speller is less important these days because of the advent of the little jagged red line.
Yeah, for sure, right? Because you just can,
and it
you don't
bums
need
me
it.
out because, I worked so hard on, I was in spelling bees as a kid. I was like, what we should do sometime is do a game where it's called Can Brian Spell It? And we pull somebody in the chat room. You give me some really ridiculous long word. I'll even put on a blindfold.
Let's do it.
I'll see if I can spell it.
I'm going to prepare something so you don't know what it is.
Give me some really goofy words, some really crazy words, and see if I can do it.
I'm going to do it.
Cool. All right.
Well, there you go, everybody. That's going to do it for today's show. I would like to remind you, Brian's right about the MS-150. Please give if you can, please.
Yes.
Please. If you can, go listen to Justin's show so they get some views and their advertisers are happy. All right. By the way, right now there's a bit of an advertiser floor kind of fell out of it in February for a lot of people.
Oh,
just a
really?
lot of people cutting budgets back, and it's across the board. Like YouTube ads are way down. Everybody's down in the ad market, just the way it is. So that would really help them. And what would really help us is you joining our Patreon for very little money. Like the cheapest of all these options we've mentioned, this is the one. Patreon.com/TMS for low as $1 a month. You could get in, and that means you'll get no commercials ever. You get pre-show content every day. You can be part of our couch parties and play dates on the weekends. By the way, put video up for the last
did
couch
it stay
party.
up?
So far, so good.
Nice.
I didn't even want to give away where I did it, even though it's obvious once you see it, but I just don't want any bad karma from it.
No, nicely done. Well done.
So far, no pull down. Anyway, so that's going on. You'll get art in the mail at some of those levels, and there's other great monthly benefits you can only get by joining us at patreon.com/TMS. And I noticed in the last few days, even though we lost a few last month, people busy, got stuff to pay for. I get it.
Sure.
But we had some people step up and up their pledges, which makes a giant difference. Huge thanks to all of them. You guys are amazing.
We understand times are tough, and especially tax month right now, like thinking of, oh crap, how much am I going to owe, or am I going to get any money back? You've got 5 days, better get those taxes in. But listen, if you're not able to contribute, we still love you. Not contributing is like a head nod from across the street. Hey, $1 a month, that's a fist bump. We're like, you're awesome.
Yeah.
But you start going up from there, we're getting into hugs, kisses, and groping territory.
Yeah, eventually penetration. We're looking forward to it.
Pretty much, exactly.
So you let us know. I mean, Vegas is only 2 weeks away.
Let us know by your dollar amount how you'd like.
Do you have a preference? Let us know. Okay.
Yes.
Brian's taking care of the tail end there that I mentioned, and then the rest of it I'll do.
Well, that's an interesting way of phrasing that, Scott.
Yeah, that is, now that I think about it. Anyway, we love it if you did, so please do. Patreon.com/TMS for everything else. Frogpants.com/TMS. We're going to get out of here now, but we have to play a song to do that, so do you have one that we can do that with?
I do. $50 is a prostate check. Hey, let's get to a request from 9 of 12, September. I am so excited about this. Congratulations to our friends at Geek Grills. They're turning 7 in April. September says, let's celebrate my co-host, the amazing The Jen, who we're going to see in Vegas.
Yeah.
Mad Cat Misk, Linda, Rayano or Ray, and OG Lunescence. Thanks to all our listeners, and thanks to ANTP for helping me get my mojo back and keep this train rolling. Oh, awesome, September. I swear to God, that final episode, the most recent season of ANTP, that final competition about the like the news story, September killed it with an incredible story about beer and discovering this old yeast at the bottom of the sea that they made beer from.
Yeah.
And would have won had her opponent not come up with a story about asbestos and interviewed people. It's like it was 9.5.
Yeah.
No, I'll just say it. 210 score podcasts competing against.
It was white knuckle business there at the end.
It really was. Yeah. Really was.
Really good.
And AMTP hopefully someday will come back. The problem is we've created some of the best production in a podcast thanks to Bobby and Hammond and the work that they put on listening to hours of content and figuring out how to parse it all down to something that's both concise but entertaining. It's just a matter of like all that time and figuring out, speaking of sponsors, figuring out ways to make all that time get paid for Bobby and Hammond. Less for me. I don't care. I'll come in, I'll host the damn thing for free and organize and do all that stuff. But it's time for Bobby and Hammond, our judges, all that stuff. All right. Okay. Well, the judges are no problem whatsoever, Icor.
Yeah, we cause no problems.
Yeah,
some of the contestants cause some problems, but
some of the contestants cause problems, and if you're a patron, you got to hear the problems that some of those contestants cause.
Yeah, it was a little rough. Woo! A little bit rough. Those guys.
Anyway,
yeah.
Hey, as a request for September, she didn't mention a song that she wanted to hear, so I'm going to pick a song that celebrates the Geek Grills team, and is a female-fronted cover because it's the Geek Grills, right?
Yeah.
This is the band Wolf Sage, and the band Wolf Sage, by the way, is fronted by a guy named Johnny Sage, which I just love. But you've got guest vocals from female artist Lyon, Lyon. This amazing cover of Lord's team. Here is Wolf Sage featuring Lyon.
All right, that'll do it. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another Tuesday edition of the show. We'd love to have you back, and we'll see you then.
If you like what you just heard, there's a very good chance you will like all the shows on the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
The penis is evil.
Oh, Zardoz.
That's an old school reference there.
Classic, I tell you.
It is classic.